When it comes to Lee, I think the pressure's higher for a few factors, mainly because of the letter on his chest.
Yeah, so him being a captain, I think, is a really big part of that, and that's why he cracks my top two. The reason why I put Sorokin higher is because I think he has more of a impact wins loss than Lee. But for Anders Lee, he had the worst year of his career this past year, 20 goals, 33 points. He's still making he's still making $7 million a year this year and next year. Mm-hmm. He wears the captain, as you say. His role is likely going to change. I don't think he's going to be on the top line. I think there's a good chance he actually ends up on line 2 or 3. So he could end up technically being a bottom 6 guy now. There's a lot of things changing for Anders Lee, and he has to be, one, he's the one to answer the questions, and two, he's already a polarizing guy because a lot of people didn't like that contract to begin with, but now as we really see the fall off, it's just under a microscope that much more.
It is, and he specifically, right? It's like 12 goals below expected. He should have scored on 5-on-5. He should have scored 25 goals 5-on-5. He scored 13. That's way too low, man. That's way too friggin' low. You can be off by 5 or 6 even of someone of his caliber, but you can't be like half of them didn't go in. That is massively problematic. And then you get into, he's got that $7 million cap hit and 1 year left. He is the leader of this team. So he is supposed to be preparing the troops, if you will. And the one thing that we saw from the Islanders last year is they just weren't prepared going into games. Often they would squander, not even squanderly, but they would give up the opening goal and have to claw their way back into a game, or they weren't prepared to close out a game, which we saw often enough, where they just couldn't hold on to lead to save their lives. Again, 8 losses when leading after 2 periods was a league leading number, co-leading with the Boston Bruins. When you're leading after 2 full periods, you're supposed to win those games 90% of the time. Mm-hmm. Losing 8 of those games, that's 10% of your season if you're just looking at that. You can't be losing 10% of your season when you're winning. You should be losing 1 of those, maybe 2, not 8. And that comes down to preparation. Yes, the coach takes a big part of that, but so does the captain. And so you got his letdown. You've got the letdown going on in the team. You've got that super high cap hit, which is what, the 3rd highest on the team, 4th highest on the team. You've got to have him be a leader, maybe not statistically in terms of like top 3 scoring, but he's got to be putting in at least 20 to 25 goals and somewhere around 40 to 50 points. You got less than that, and that's a massive embarrassment. Maybe not massive, but it's a big embarrassment for this franchise.
Right, and I was off on the note. It was 37 points, 20 goals. I was going to ask you, what does he have to get back to, not to justify the contract, but for you to go, okay, like you can live with that. For me, I think it's 25 and 45.
Yeah, somewhere around that. Exactly. I want to see him put away his chances. If he only creates 15 chances and he scores 12, fine, whatever. That's what you created. Okay, you're doing what you're supposed to. You can't put up 25 points, the 3rd highest individual expected goals in the league, and only have 13. You can't do that. You had so many opportunities. And I know that we were fine. We still made the playoffs. And even if Anders Lee's at his peak, maybe we don't get through the first round anyways. Maybe we do. Because that's another 20 to 30 goal scorer just not producing. Maybe not another, but that is a 30 goal scorer not producing. And for a team that operates on the margin, where the margin of error is so low, you can't have someone that chronically underperforming in a single season. So to me, pressure way up on Anders Lee to do what he showed you on paper and actually do that.
If you like that, make sure to subscribe to Up the Turnpike on Patreon for more exclusive New York Islanders content.